Yo, what up, y'all? Home theater question. This is around processors slash receivers. I currently have the Marantz AV7706 processor. It does have one output for HDMI 2.1. I have a Sony OLED TV, so it's the A80J 77 inch. It has two HDMI 2.1 ports. Of course, one is used for eARC. There's my problem. I have two HDMI 2.1 devices that I need hooked up to this television. Issue I'm running into, just handshake issues with the Marantz and the PS5 Pro. I have that connected to the Marantz, and then HDMI 4 is for the high-end PC for gaming. The Marantz I think needs to go because I'm just running into problems of not having enough HDMI 2.1 ports. It only has one, and again, like I said, I'm having some handshake issues with the PlayStation. For instance, if I close a game out, the screen will go black, and sometimes it won't come back on until I turn the Marantz off, turn it back on. It's annoying stuff like that happens sometimes, not all the time, but it's annoying enough that I don't like running the PS5 through the Marantz. Same with the PC. I tried a HDMI switch on HDMI 4, and I had both PlayStation and PC connected to it that way. Problem I ran into with that was I can't get Dolby Atmos on the PlayStation that way consistently through the Marantz. It starts to scramble and the signal gets mixed up or something. I don't know, but it starts bugging out like after a while when I'm playing it. So I don't even use Dolby Atmos when I was trying it that way. Long story short, I'm looking for suggestions and ideas. If I replace the Marantz, I got a couple of options. Here's another processor. Problem with this is these processors are expensive, and that's going to be about $4,000. I'm looking at the Emotiva XMC2 or Anthem AV70. I think that's the one it is. That's $4,000. I'm also considering going back to a receiver. I got two in mind that I would consider. That would be the Onkyo RZ50, I believe is what it's called. And that has Direct Live. Or the Sony ES5000. Both of those, I can keep both of my external amps. I would just have to go to RCA cables. Both are 11 channels. I got 11 channels of amplification of speakers. I got a 7.2.4 setup. The difference with receivers, those two receivers I named don't have dual independent subwoofer outputs. They got two outputs, but they're not independent like the Marantz is. So I don't know, man. If you guys got any suggestions or ideas, let me know. If there's a receiver or processor or maybe a different brand HDMI switch I can try. I got one off Amazon. It was like Kingvo or something like that. King something. It was rated very high. It just doesn't work when it comes to Atmos for the PlayStation, nor does the PC like the HDMI switch. I was playing some Assassin's Creed for a while with the HDMI switch, and then it'll flicker off for like 5 seconds and then pop back on. And it did that like 3 times within an hour. I just don't like the inconvenience of all the extra garbage that comes with the switch, at least that particular HDMI switch. So I just took it off. So I'm open to any suggestions and ideas. If you guys could let me know in the comments. Another processor, maybe one that's cheaper than what I'm looking at right now that has HDMI 2.1 for at least 2 inputs. I don't really want to lose sound quality switching from this Marantz processor to something else. Again, I got a 7.2.4 set up, all clips, reference Premiere. So, and I do more gaming than movies down here in my man cave. So it's a lot of gaming. I still watch movies. I still watch my shows down here. And yeah, I use all my speakers for Dolby Atmos and all that. But movies is not my number one priority. Gaming is. So I'm not 100% like I gotta have a processor with XLR and I gotta have Direct Live and all of that. I'm not one of those types. So I'm completely open But let me know what y'all think.